Hi, I'm Bree. Welcome. On this channel I share insights and practices to support humanity to come into their self-mastery, discover their true self and all that is possible from there. It's also important to me that there's no separation in this sense of Qigong, which comes from China, or other mystic and religious traditions. We're talking here about energy, that beyond the physical mass. We're talking about our true self, from whichever path you look at it. We're talking about the same truth. But I invite you to drop all exclusiveness, all boundaries, and see if you can look through the perspective that we are all one essence. Stay with this truth and all the other frequencies leave aside and just stay with the ultimate frequency. I am here in a beautiful island in Greece. I've come to take some Qigong training, I call it. The person offering this training would not call it Qigong training. For me, Qigong is everything. I'm doing Qigong right now. Qigong is an energy practice and I am energy. So just being, I am doing Qigong. When we are being, and when we know ourselves as infinite, endless space, all is possible. And I share here on the channel demonstrations of this. You can call them paranormal demonstrations. I also like to talk about healing because they're not separate things. When we are healed and free of blockage, we come into our true self, and that is the place where all of these phenomena that is considered paranormal becomes natural and normal. So back to this beautiful Greek island that I am staying on right now. It's called Aegina. Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But it's the closest to the port of the mainland, and that's why I chose it. No other reason. I wanted a few nights rest to recover my body from Australia, travelling 2 flights to Greece, and I chose the closest island to the port. Little did I know what this place was. Firstly, I'm staying in an incredible energy field. Beach House Apartments, it's called. The artist healer has created a very beautiful space here. I haven't met her body, I don't need to meet her body, but I feel her presence everywhere in this room, in this apartment, all that she's created. It's a beautiful chi field. When I say chi field, I'm talking about the energetic information that is in the field, and it can be sensed when our energy centers are open and flowing and interacting. More about that later. So after arriving here, I wanted to go to the supermarket, cook some food, and I was told that the path is along the ocean. I walked along the most breathtakingly beautiful path along the ocean, walked and walked and walked until I got to the taverna and took the turn and ended up accidentally trespassing in somebody's yard. And a lady on the mobile phone talking in Greek saw me and I saw her, and I assumed she didn't speak English. I don't assume everyone speaks English when I'm abroad. But I just showed her that I'm lost, supermarket. And she fortunately had someone on the phone that spoke English, her sister. We started talking, and then her husband came to the party speaking in English, and straight away we started speaking from the heart, deep truths from the heart, the three of us standing in this little circle huddled together. You know, when you're connecting and you touch each other when you talk, and the energy field, because we created an energy field, our chi field was very loving and warm and strong. They wanted to help me, and I was fascinated by them because I'm a foreigner, so everything's new and different. And together we went to the supermarket, and we didn't want this chi field to end. So then I proposed, I'm looking at a monastery tomorrow, do you want to come? And they agreed, and they took me to, I had no idea what this island was. There is this monastery of the famous saint Nektarios, agios, Nektarios, sorry Greeks for my pronunciation. He was a healer, he was a miracle worker, among many things. Sorry for not saying enough about this being that was here on this island. The preservation of his essence is in all of the chapels, the buildings that they create with parts of his remains, that people are coming from everywhere to be near. This is common in Christianity and other world religions. In Qigong, for us, it's information. We're coming into the information field of this being that was. In Qigong, we know there's no space, time, distance. These things are illusionary from the true self place. So from my understanding, where I was, connecting to the essence of this healing saint, the purity was very clear for me, very, very clear. And it was said that people like to put their head where the tomb was, and they can hear something. And Maria, my new friend, told me try. She had an experience. I do practice this. This is part of my practice, opening up and tuning into the field. So I did put my ear, and I before I did so, I said in my heart, share with me your healing secrets, not secrets, but share with me your knowledge. And I just didn't have the intention to hear, she wanted me to hear the common experience that people have when they listen. They can hear the sounds of him or something. I just had the intention of share with me the field, share this field of knowledge and wisdom with me. And so I just came close with that intention. And I did hear, for me, silence has a sound. I've spoken about it in another video. When you practice the inner space has senses different to the outside senses. And so I guess connecting to this marble box, I naturally went into my practice, into the inner senses, and that of course has a sound. Of course it's a vibration sound, and I had a specific one. Actually, we went to another little temple place with different remains, and I did actually know it was a huge temple. I have been to so many holy, sacred, special places, and what makes them today, so I'm getting confused of what's what, but I just want to touch on what makes them holy, sacred, special is the energy, first of all, the energy of the saint that was there. But as we know in Qigong, the energy field is as strong as the collective consciousness. So imagine already you have this powerful being, presence of the saint, and then you have people that come in their most vulnerable state, and oh my gosh, just a heart-opening experience being there, because people come with sincerity. They leave their egotistical opinions and expectations, everything's left behind, and they come with hope. They come with desire to heal their sick friend, or to ask for peace for their family, or harmony in their relationship. All these vulnerable, heart-opened people coming with the most purest part of the ego, coming for help to another. This is a very fine energy. So you've got people traveling from all places in this state together with the saint. The field, if you tune in, it is spectacular. Spectacular from the inside. So today I received beautiful chi field, beautiful connection with the being, Saint Nektarios. And there's the holy water that dear Maria filled up all these bottles for me to send back to Australia, which we can't take all these heavy bottles of water back, but I've been drinking them. And a part of me remembers my intention. Share with me what you perceive, Saint Nektarios. And things have just been dropping in and becoming very clear for me. As I was walking through all of these incredible ancient sacred sites, not just of Saint Nektarios, but things everywhere on this island. This whole island is a buzzing field. Maria is used to having her having her daughter next to her, so she was walking with me as if I was her daughter, very close, and speaking in Greek is a beautiful language. It's like a song, and it's very clear, and it's very heartful. So I didn't care what the significance of her words were. I was just tuning into the frequency of her voice, and she's holding me very close. So we had this field, chi field of love and connection, and we're moving through this chi field of devotion and vulnerability and deep wisdom of the saint, who's the people have come to receive the information from. So I am feeling so full. And finally, when my body clock, still living in a different country, couldn't take any more, it collapsed into the bed. And naturally I've been practicing for a long time, so naturally I start going into the inner space and going into merging as one with the universe. And tonight, I say tonight because it's probably 2 a.m. in Greek time. My body clock's still in the other time, so I'm making this video at 2 a.m. because for me I feel like it's daytime. But what happened was I started, finally, the ego's let go. The body doesn't exist in my experiencing. And so the wisdom could come through. And I got some very clear insights that I couldn't get prior to today. Prior to asking, share with me the wisdom that you obviously have, that the others are coming here to see you for. And when I was, not here, but here, if you know what I mean, in bed, without body in my experiencing, I finally, in my inner space, when you're in your inner space, blockages become clear to you because the inner space is vast and free and spacious, but the blockage, which you could say it's like a tension, a ball, something, so here's space and there's something, and you try to go through and you notice it's not just here going through, so the practice is to go through, to go into a blockage and open it up. Feel the space from the center. And often you can, as your mind is doing that, it can get stuck there. Some certain areas that this happens to me. It didn't happen tonight. Something different happened. I'm struggling to use words because once I start using words, I'm not in that space and the mind gets confused. So what became in perceiving as perception, as perceiving that the space isn't completely even. There's some things in the space, in the me space, there's something there, it's not completely even. Usually I can work with this with Qigong practice. This is past before today, which, as I explained, go inside, open up. So I'm doing something. What happened tonight, I didn't do that. Another perceiving happened of energy coming to the space required. Not my will, not my force, not my practice, no doing of me. Just the perceiving that energy was coming to the space, and the perceiving, there was no doing of this, no doing of the energy. Usually I do. I bring the energy in, I have a mastery of the energy. No, just perceiving. Perceiving the energy flowing. Okay, not stillness. Usually it's like a stillness and there's a blockage inside the stillness. No, it wasn't that. This is a new experience. It was not stillness and a blockage inside the stillness. It was energy flowing through blockage, and it feels good. It feels good when you're doing as well. It feels good when you open up and draw in. This feels good, but this feels even better because it's spontaneous and you're not doing it, and so you're not doing something. I am struggling to convey. Perhaps if you close your eyes, feel your inner space, bring the senses inside. Feel the climate of your inner space. Relax the inner space, relax your life. Everything let go, dissipate. Feeling, perceiving the space inside. Any sensation of the inner space is what I'm calling like a blockage, because it's not, it's different. It's not merged. And usually I will go there to the sensation, go inside it and open it up. And this is wonderful, this is healing, this is incredible. And it's instantaneous healing. However, it hasn't always worked with every single blockage. Certain blockages require repetitive practice, doing it each day, and each day it becomes lighter and lighter and better, and you know eventually you'll be completely healed. But what I experienced last night, instead of going inside the sensation, energy is just flowing through the sensation. It's just doing it. And we're just watching it. We're just perceiving energy flowing. Energy is flowing. Perceive the energy flow through the sensations. Do nothing, just perceive. That just happened. That's what happened after my heartful day of connection here on Aegina Island of Greece. Tomorrow I will go to the mainland and prepare for some training with a famous Greek energy master, martial artist, Qigong master, and what I really enjoy, psychokinesis, because it's a demonstration that physical matter is an idea, just an idea. We can go beyond ideas. And I'll share more about my training with Master Nektarios. And of course, I'll share experiences with that too. I wish you all the very best. Love, light, healing, mastery